What's up, guys? It's your boy. One sec, let me turn this light on. Back at you with another video, you get me? And basically, for those of you unaware what this is my journey to freedom via selling things on eBay, you get me? And I can never get that out without messing up the sentence, so we'll just leave it at that. But basically, guys, for those who haven't followed on today, we're 4 months into the journey. I'm trying to make a full-time living out of selling other people's scraps, you get me? So basically today I've got a picking video for you, and I'm just going to talk whilst we pick. Now my main goal at the minute is to keep these videos shorter than way shorter than they've been, so I'm going to try and get straight to it in today's video, and hopefully you guys can see some of the brands which I've been sourcing and some of the things that I've been selling for, man. And yeah, other than that, I appreciate everyone who's rolled through. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Like the video, and let's get to it. So the room is a complete and utter mess at the minute, you get me? And basically, I went on a haul today and had a load of stuff, so this pile here is stuff from today. It's all got to be pictured and then folded nicely, put away in the boxes. So we've got all the shoes and that just piled around. Basically the whole perimeter of the room is shoes. So I'm running out of space. To be honest, I need some racks. But it's all money, isn't it? So I'm just trying to focus on that. Just trying to focus on making more sales. And then basically through more sales means more money, which means I can invest in some shelving. So that's what I'm trying to do. I'm just trying to get more sales so I can invest in stuff. But basically, let's start. I need to get my computer up and running with what we've actually sold today, because it's 8 o'clock and I've got to get these. It's 8 o'clock and I've got to get these out. Guys, so I've loaded up my sales for today, and basically we're just going to get straight to it now. The first thing I sold it's got I won't say a cool story behind it, but they're just swag in it. And basically, there was down here, it's these Doc Martens. Now I'm really proud of this sale because it's a big sale for me, and it's just, to be honest, how I got them so cheap I don't know. But anyway, let's just run through it. I sold these Doc Martens. They're a low top, they're more of a newer Doc Marten. They haven't got they're like a fabric inside, not the leather. So like the vintage ones, there'd be leather all inside and that. But basically I paid £14 for these. I got them from a car boot sale. And one guy had Dr. Martens, and I was like, I know a pair of Dr. Martens a mile off. I'll see the logo, and I know the logo, and I know, obviously if I see a boot like this with a big gel sole, I'm gonna check it to see if they're Dr. Martens, and they was. So I paid £14 for them, and I sold these for 90. So yeah, that's a big flip, isn't it? 14 to 90. So a few flips like that a week, and we're good to go. So let me just make a pile of all the stuff which I've sold down here, put it near the computer. So we sold those Dr. Martens, and the next thing we sold is another pair of trainers. Basically, these trainers down here, for those of you who've watched the last couple episodes, you know what I go on with these. Let me see. Oh shit, nearly knocked my cup of tea over them. What size are they actually? U44. So for those of you unaware, basically I got a bunch of these. They're like cycling trainers. I got them for £10 each. I've been selling them anywhere from 30, these are them, 30 to £65. So dash them there. I got for these ones, let me see, just scroll across a bit because I can't see if there's any shipping. Okay, so I got $48.89 for them. I'll show you what they look like inside another box. They're just literally just a cycling shoe, just like that. So this is them. I'm gonna go out on a hunt tomorrow and try and get more. So I've got a few days off work. So let me pause this. So basically I'm off work now till Monday, so I've bought all of these in my area. None of the shops have any left. Now there's a shop basically far from me. It's in Stoke-on-Trent. I'm not really it's a good, probably nearly an hour's drive, but I'm if I lick some other charity shops tomorrow while I'm down there, hopefully it will make it worth the journey. So going to Stoke tomorrow potentially to pick up some more than Peloton. So I'm happy about those. They've been moving like no one's business. If I could get 1,000 pairs of them, I would, but I don't think I'm going to be able to. And I might make some calls to some other stores and see if I can get some more of them, because the chain of stores I've been getting them from, they're all over the place. So it might be worth making a few phone calls and trying to track some down. Now this next thing I sold, guys, is in A1.2. These have a bit of a story to it because, well, not a bit of a story. Basically, I went in a charity shop and they had like a pound sale on all like just coats and jackets that day for some reason. So let me just move some of this stuff because this is some of the stuff I bought today. These were a pair of Levi's. These was a pound. Basically, I went to another shop. I'm basically going on a budget thing at the minute. I've just been going to places that I got like half off sales. I'm going to all the places that I know that are cheap. And these places always have sales and stuff. So today, this one that's already cheap had a sale. Everything's half price. So picking up clothes for like £1 and shoes for £1. But yeah, what was I getting? It's in A1.2. And it's basically a coat. A1.2, so it's down here at the bottom. Now, I need to tidy up, man. Things are getting in the way. I think it's this. Yeah, this is it. I think, just let me double check. Yeah, so basically it was just a next coat. So I'll just lay it down here. And I'll show you guys what it looks like because, yeah. So it's basically this coat, guys. It's nothing special, you know. It was £1. That was what was special about it. So this is what I mean by, for those of you who are aware of this term that I've been using, sneakers. This is a sneakers brand. It's Next. Sneakers basically means a shit brand that sells well on eBay. So this is Next. It's not the best brand, your standard high street brand, but it's winter. It's a coat, good condition, and it was £1. So you don't expect much, but it's a no-brainer for me. So sneakers hit me. So I sold that after getting it for £1. How much did I sell it for? Let's let me check. I sold that for £17.96. So £18 from £1. So that was a decent flip. I'll do that all day. Matter of fact, I got a bunch of jackets from that shop. I probably got like 10, and I've probably sold half of them. So these cheap brands do sell, and if you price right, they just go. So that's my advice for that. This next item, guys, I got yesterday and I listed yesterday. So I picked these up last night. Well, yesterday evening. Well, not even evening, just daytime. I don't know what I'm talking about. I listed them yesterday evening. The sale box they're in A2.3. Oh, are they in A2? I say they're not in A2.3. It's A2.1. Okay. So it's basically these guys right here at the front. For those, let me try and get this up. This brand is basically, yes, Saint Laurent I call it, but I think it's Yves Saint Laurent, YSL, whatever. They're just a basic chino. Well, they're not a basic chino. They got this embroidered thing on the back. Now, Yves Saint Laurent does all right. Basically, all these brands that do decent, if you like Yves Saint Laurent, whatever, fucking Lacoste, all these decent brands that usually do shirts and tops and that, if you find trousers in them, they're generally going to be something. So I don't think I've ever sold YSL trousers before, but I found those. I got them in this one shop, this, like, what is it, Midlands Air Ambulance. Basically, for the last few weeks, they've had like 3 for 2 on men's stuff, so I got like 2 free things from that shop, and that was as part of that bundle, but I paid a £5 for them. So I paid more than I'd usually like, but because it was 3 for 2, I paid for them. And how much did I sell them for? Hold on, it's not showing up. Let me scroll. I got £27.97 for them. So £5, £27.97. Whatever that works out to be, there's profit there for sure. So I can't really moan. And also from that same shop yesterday where I got the 3 for 2. Let me scroll up to this next sale. It was basically something else I got in that bundle. So this was a polo shirt. And it was a Lacoste polo shirt. It's here in the same box. So this box, I don't even have a chance to fill it up yet. and all the stuff sold. Now it was literally just a pink Lacoste polo shirt. Now, no, actually, I didn't get this from the air ambulance place. I got this from another place, the place where I get the Peloton from. Now, basically, I've been shopping in this shop for like the last couple of years now, and they're just getting to know me in there. Like, so when the actual main manager's in, she just does me offers, innit? Like, she'll do me things like significantly cheaper, but whenever all the normal staff are in there, they're a bit pagan to man, innit? So basically, she was in there this day, and I was asking about more Peloton, and she's making calls to some shops trying to link something up for them. And basically, I had a bunch of stuff, clothing in the shop, and it's all like $2.99. So I bring it all to the till while she's there, and like I'm buying all these Peloton. I got like 4 pairs of Peloton, I think. So I'm spending like £40 in it, and then I bang all these clothes on the side, and I'm like, is there any chance you'll do all these for £2 as well? Which I know the answer is yeah. I'm only asking because the woman at the till is trying to rack up the bill quick before I have time to ask for an offer, because she knows, man, innit? Anyway, I got to the manager first, and then she reduced the price, dropped all these things that I got for £2 each. So I got that polo shirt. It's a short sleeve pink Lacoste polo shirt for £2, and sold it for £17.50. So this is something I want to touch on, because I don't know who said this term or where I got it from, but basically one of these resellers which I watch online says you have to have an unfair advantage. Yeah. Now, if you don't have an unfair advantage in some way, or an advantage in some way at this game, then you just end up either getting squashed out, or you just end up not making much, because actually all these people we get our stock off, most of them, especially in the beginning before we have real contacts, they're not there to like help us, they're there to help themselves. It's like them versus us. So there's not much offers out there just lying there for the taking. They are there, but like my unfair advantage is having the ability to blag offers no matter what, like the circumstance. I don't care if there's a queue of man behind me. I don't care if I have to ask them, the person at the till, to go get the manager to come down. You get me? And on top of that, like, I've managed to just like meet certain people in certain shops who basically are willing to put stuff aside for me, and not just put stuff aside for me, but I have a different rate. I pay different prices to the general public. If I go into this certain shop at this certain time and this certain person's in there, I ain't paying the standard price. I'm getting like 50% off, 30% off. Not all the time, and I don't always push for the offers all the time. 99% of the time, and then the 1% I'll pay full price on certain things or certain days, or maybe if I've had offers all week, today I'll just pay. It's just like playing a game, innit? Moving the chess pieces around, trying to keep all the store people happy. And this doesn't mean you have to spend loads of money. It's just more about being in the shop often. Like, for example, there's this one shop which I've been going in for a while as well, and like I weren't sure if they noticed me, like, because you'll notice when they notice you, because they start like being like, oh, are you buying this today, because they remember you from last time or whatever. Anyway, this shop, I was like, they ain't noticed me yet, like, because I do buy a lot, but obviously they remembered who I was from the last time. So I was in there getting loads of stuff, and I'm apologising for buying loads of stuff, saying like, I've got too much, sorry, like, there's loads of good bargains in here, innit? And she's like, oh, you're not getting any books today? Like, and I'm like, I might have a look at the books, but I was apologising basically because I wasn't sure that, like, I just thought it was just some random guy coming in buying out the place, but they actually remember me from before. There's me just being stupid. So they know me, like, I've been in there probably 30 times, and like, people just start to recognise you. Oh, that's the guy that buys their stuff. Like, yeah, so that's all. I don't know what the point I was making is basically you gotta find an unfair advantage. Yeah. So between my product knowledge and asking for offers, that's my unfair advantage anyway. So that was my point I was kind of trying to make. Whether I went off the point or not, I don't know. So basically, guys, the next thing I sold is another pair of shoes. Yeah, they're somewhere around the perimeter of the room. They're a pair of New Balance. Yeah, they're over here. things here. Basically, some New Balance. How much did I sell these for? Fucking hell. Fucking hell. £31, £30.96p. Now, I was saying effing hell because let me get these in the light. I paid £4 for these at the car boot sale, which they're virtually brand new, like really good condition. Now, New Balance is something I'll probably, in a good, really good condition, I'll probably pay up to £4 for it. I have certain thresholds for certain brands. I'm not saying New Balance is the best, but I just feel like it's like a brand that like someone with a little bit of money might just buy. Like a woman who's got a decent job is probably gonna buy some New Balance, and that just tends to, they just sell for me. I just sold them for 30, bought them for 4, so I got another pair of New Balance down here. I can't remember how much these ones were, to be honest. I think I got those New Balance. The other ones I just sold for 4 actually. Let me check. No, I didn't get them for 4. I paid 3. So I paid £3 for them. Car boot sale team. I made 31. So yeah. Next thing, guys. Jeez. Another pair of Peloton. This is what I mean by these things are selling like hotcakes. Like every video I've done, like these last 3 videos, I've sold at least 1 or 2 pairs of these Peloton. And I bought them for 10 and I'm selling them for like stupidity in it. So how much did I get for these? Let me just scroll up and check again. Okay. Now these ones are a bit of a different price to the last one. Like I said, it depends on the size of the shoe. Now how I do this is basically for like that, for the Peloton shoes, I'll basically go onto eBay and I'll just search, and this is what I searched, Peloton shoes. I just put Peloton shoes because they've only really gonna have cycling shoes because it's a cycling company. So I put that, I put in the size, then I go into the filters and I put lowest price plus shipping or whatever. Buy it now. I mean, did I say go into used? New condition, whatever. Buy it now, lowest price. And then I look at that specific size, red head, lowest price, and I beat it if necessary. For example, some of the lowest prices of these are like damaged versions, or there's no cleats in there for the attachment for your cycling shoe. Then I'll price over that person, but I'll do my best to be the cheapest. If I'm not the cheapest, I better have damn good reason. Now that's my strategy, basically. So the next, I sold another pair of Peloton, but these are EU42. Oh, shit. There's no 42s here. I was thinking there's no 42s, but I know one of the boxes is a different size shoe inside the box. So just let me look through these boxes now, guys, and I'll report back. Found them. Basically, they was in the 43 box, so it was just the wrong box, basically. I knew one of them was like that, but I was hoping that like I hadn't sold them and listed the same size twice, because that can happen when you're selling similar. Sometimes when I sell similar, I'll change like all the sizes and the title and the item specifics, and then I forget to change the description because I'll put the size in 3 places. So, but no, that's them. So yeah, 2 pairs of Peloton so far. Dr. Martens, couple clothing items, some New Balance. Now, I don't know if this is the last thing that I sold. No, 2 more things I've sold. Basically, the next thing is right here. Now, it was these. Basically, kids, like Nikes. Now, I don't really mess with kids stuff until recently. So, I've started messing with kids clothes, basically kids anything really. Now the profit margin can be significantly lower, but also the buy price is significantly lower. For example, for a men's pair of shoes, I could be paying anywhere from like £2 to £5, but for a kid's pair of shoes, even in a charity shop, these I didn't get from a charity shop. I got these from one of my brethrens at the boot sale, which is another story because I'm getting some contacts in the ends now. You get me? But anyway, these was 50p from a brethren, who's got like a clearance company. He comes to the car boot sale, so I got them dirt cheap. Give them a wipe down, put some stuffing in them, and I sold them for £13.96 from 50p. So not great monies, but good monies also. So they've gone. Now I have some other white ones. Let me just grab them just to prove this point, because I think they're right here. If they're not right here, then they're right here. So basically, guys, I've got these ones which are pretty much the same, like white. I got these ones from an actual charity shop, kids shoes. They're a little bit dirty, but not too dirty. You can see. I'm gonna bang them in the washing machine. They was £1.50 from the charity shop. So there's again another sneakers. It's one of those markets where some decent shoes slip through. You're not gonna get a pair of Nikes for £150 in adult sizes, but you might get them dirt cheap in kids sizes. The margin's not as big, but they're still Nikes, and they will still sell if they're in a acceptable-ish condition. You get me? So that's how my mind's working with these things. So I sold them. Now the last thing I sold, guys, was some Calvin Klein boxers. Now I got a bunch of these for £2 each from this one charity shop. Let me make my way back here into the aisle because this is where they are. But I got a bunch from some charity shops, and I've had them here sat here for probably not long, like a month and a half, but that's long for items to sit for me because things generally sell fast. Now I've got them a little bit overpriced because they're vintage and they're not the usual type Calvin Kleins, they're like them boxer short ones, so I got them at like £25.99. But every single one of them has gone for an offer, and all the offers have been like £18, apart from this one which was like £17.50. So I'm just going to lower the price to roughly that because I know they will sell like this. Started getting offers on these like literally the same day of listing them. So basically I've got like this blue box down here full of like plush and stuff. So if in theory they should be in here, but there's a lot of stuff in here which I haven't listed either. Like I've got all these women's basically like underwear, swimwear stuff in that. Now, and there's also some like football socks. Like my listings are getting a bit crazy now. Like it's getting to the point now where I might actually lose stuff, even though my room in here is not huge. But okay, so I found these Calvin Klein. There's two pairs here, but I'm not sure which one it is. So they both look exactly the same apart from the pattern. Like the same colour, just slightly different pattern on them. So let me climb my way back here so I can see the pattern. It says check and not stripe, so I'm guessing it's the checkered ones. Yeah, so it's these checkered ones. Same colour scheme, everything, one's just striped, one's checked. So dash that other pair back there. So we sold these guys, just one individual pair of Calvin Kleins. I got these for £2 in a charity shop. They wanted like 4 each, and there was like 10 of them, but I blagged it, you know, got it half price, and been selling like hotcakes. So yeah, I think I sold these for £17.50. Let me go back to my orders. £17.50, yeah, and that's the last of it for basically my clothing sales. I've sold one item on my hard goods, as I'm aware. I'm just going to quickly log in now and see if I sold anything else other than that one item. So yeah, basically I'll be right back, guys. So I just logged into my hard goods. I basically sold one item over there, like I thought. I ain't selling a lot of my hard goods at the minute. I've just kind of been letting it go dead. I am listing, like, for example, in the last week on my hard goods I've listed like one item, but then the week before that I listed like 8 or 9. So it's almost like that's my hobby account, and my clothing's my serious account, and I don't want to completely let go of hard goods. You can see there's a lot of hard goods here, but because I don't list that much, it's almost like the algorithms suppressed a lot of my listings over there. But there is some good cheap like collectibles and that on it, I guess. But we'll just leave that at that. Hopefully over time, well I know over time my hard goods is going to start picking up. But basically, we sold this Wallace and Gromit. Well, my partner said it's Shaun the Sheep. I didn't realise Shaun the Sheep and Wallace the Gromit was Wallace and Gromit is like linked. So this is like a battery powered vintage Shaun the Sheep. I got this with like, there's like a Wallace character down there in that blue box. I don't know if you saw it. It's like some woman off the film. Now this, yeah, they're both vintage. I got them both for £4. There's meant to be like £3 each, so like £6, but I blagged it in the shop again. Got another offer, so I got that. And I sold that one Shaun the Sheep for £22.96. So that's a crazy flip just for a teddy bear, you know. So that's that. So basically that's everything we sold today, guys. So I don't know how many items that is, but it's getting up there now. It is getting up there. It's undeniable now what I've been doing on here. Like, it's not a hobby anymore, I don't think. I feel like I'm breaking into the point of some serious money, which I need to start directing in the right way, otherwise it's just going to come and go. I don't want that to happen. So basically, guys, the last time I left off, my goal for this month was 10 listings a day, which is way ahead of where I was supposed to be, because this was supposed to be a year-long plan. I was supposed to only be at like 4 or 5 listings now, but basically I set my goal at 10 listings a day, which would have put me at 300 listings for the month, and I was hoping for 150 sales. But because of starting this new job that I've got now, it's full-time, long hours, awkward hours. Basically, I'm going to bring my goals down a little bit for this month, and play it safe, because I'm kind of like, the stress of trying to get 10 a day, because I jumped from sort of listing like 3 to listing 8 at the end of last month, and then this month I was like, fuck it, 10. And I just generally feel like I haven't learned to be a 10 listings a day type of person yet. And I know some people out there are going to be like, oh, 10 listings a day, that's all. But 10 listings a day is a lot when you things sell as fast as me, first of all. And then I've got to get out and source 10 items a day, list 10 items a day, work 12 hours a day. So basically, I think I'm going to pass on the 10 listings a day. I'm re-evaluating in a minute, but the last couple of days I've been just listing 5, because I feel like that puts me in a good mid-ground, because the amount of sales I'm getting right now is healthy nonetheless. I've not been listing 10 a day because I've been falling behind anyway. So I'm like, if I set 5, maybe I can actually do it. I've got a death pile behind me now. So basically, it's all I'm thinking of. So long as I have a full-time job, all 100% of my money is eBay-wise is just rolling upon itself, getting more and more and more, and that's the whole point of the goal. My goal isn't a certain number of listings and sales, although that's part of it. My goal is financial freedom, and if that comes from 18 sales a day, 12 listings, you know what I mean, whatever. I need to list good shit, consistent, roll all the money in on itself. So basically these next few days, guys, I'm going to be sort of heading for 5 a day. I'm going to reevaluate, see where I'm at. Actually, I've got like a whiteboard here with all like my days listings and that on. I just need to evaluate, see where I'm at, and basically come up with a new edited plan, more specific to what's going on now, because like, that's the thing with these escape plan things, yeah, your side hustle and that. It's not all just straightforward, smooth run-ins. You have to make adjustments on the fly, and that's just part of being an entrepreneur. So, yeah, and basically I'm going to make an adjustment for the better. Slow down a little bit. It's a marathon, not a sprint. Although it was a sprint this time last month, because I was trying to sprint to some monies before we ended up homeless. But like, things have kind of plodded in the right way. That's all I'm saying. So, yeah. Other than that, guys, I'm pretty much going to go, because my dad's basically just pulled up outside. He's coming to pick my son up. He's going to chill. My son's going to go chill with him for the weekend. Or one of my kids. One of my sons. Get me. And other than that, I've got to get all these parcels done. Got to get this shit printed. And, yeah. Just enjoy the rest of my evening. If I have any left after like shipping all this, doing my listings and that, 'cause I'm not even starting my listings today. Got to do my taxes for today. I'm getting on top of man's life, you get me? But other than that, guys, I appreciate everyone for rolling through. Smash the subscribe button if you just like what you've seen, if you've learned anything, you get me? If you guys are on a similar sort of hustle, if you guys are already full-time, want to give man some advice, just let me know in the comments, you get me? But other than that, guys, I appreciate y'all. Like the video, all that. Check out Man's Empire. And other than that, I'm going now. So, yeah, I appreciate everyone. See you in a bit.